Hey guys and girls, National Hunting and Fishing Day is just around the corner, September 25, and I'm going to try to do a little video every day talking a little bit about National Hunting and Fishing Day because there's so much going on. There's just absolutely so much going on that you want to get involved in. One of the things that's going on is they've got a bragging board contest, and we'll put the links up here on this video where you can post your own pictures and have a chance to win some cool prizes. But the main thing that I want to talk about, and I want you to think about the next few days, is how much hunters and fishermen have contributed to conservation in the last 50 years here in this country. Can I tell you, fishermen alone have contributed over $30 billion, like something like $30.6 billion since 1952. Over the last 50 years, I guess that'd be the last 70 years, wouldn't it? Over the last 70 years to hunting and fishing. That's through state fishing licenses that they bought. That's through fuel taxes, and it's through the special excise tax. You know, there's a special excise tax of 10% on all the hunting and fishing equipment that we buy. So fishermen are really the biggest contributors to conservation anywhere in the world. I mean, the guys that actually go out there and catch fish and hunt game are the greatest conservationists in the world, without a doubt. Contributed more money than everybody else put together. The people, the men and women, the guys and girls that go out there and do it themselves. But you know, I got started hunting and fishing because of my dad, because of my two uncles, Gene and John, and my granddad. They started carrying me fishing. I can't even remember when. I guess before I was able to walk, they were taking me to the riverbank, to the creek bank, out in the boats, fishing. And I've got so many memories of hunting with my dad and my uncles and fishing with my dad and my uncles that's just amazing. And I want to share a few of those stories with you over the next 3 or 4 days as we come up to National Hunting and Fishing Day, September 25. And here's something that you need to think about doing. Going hunting and fishing September 25. Not only that, take somebody with you that doesn't normally hunt and fish. But I can remember back, I want to tell you about one trip that was just as special to me. We used to go out and fish Lake Hefner in Oklahoma City. I grew up in Moore, Oklahoma. Very small town in those days. We played sports in 4B. That's how small Moore High School was. And so it was really easy for me to be the starter on the basketball team and the baseball team and the football team and everything else because we didn't have many kids. So you didn't have to be very good to be a starter in athletics, which is great. Now you play at Moore High School now, they got a lot of different high schools. You got to be good to be a starter. You got to be good. But those were great days back in those days, and we fished a little lake in North Oklahoma City called Lake Hefner. And we would go out there and catfish at night in little 14-foot aluminum boats with 20 horsepower motors, and it would be my dad and I, and usually my granddad or one or both of my uncles. So we would have 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the boat, and we would fish all night long a lot of times. And even as a little 8, 9, 10-year-old boy, they carried me on those trips all the time that they went, every time they went. I mean, I wanted to go every single time. And they would carry me on those trips, and I would fish till midnight, 1, 2 o'clock, and then my dad and my uncles had to get up and go to work the next day a lot of times. So sometimes they would quit at midnight or 1 or 2 o'clock and go home and get a couple hours sleep, and I'd go to school a lot of times. But sometimes we would fish all night long. And the amazing thing about it, I had an uncle, Uncle John, and my uncles are both gone now. My dad's gone now, so these memories are even more precious to me. But that's what fishing is all about. That's what fishing is all about, is those memories that you build that will last forever. But I remember I caught so many bluegill. We called them perch, and a lot of y'all call them bluegill. We called them perch as I was growing up, and that was, you know, pumpkin seeds, all kinds of the bluegill or perch variety. We just called them all perch, and most people call them all bluegill. And but anyway, I could catch them almost anywhere, anytime. It seems like that no matter what we were fishing for, I would catch perch. And actually out there one night, long about midnight or 1 o'clock, fishing with catfish bait, I caught a big old bluegill on the bottom at midnight with catfish bait on a catfish rod. Now, I caught him and wound him. I said, this must be a little tiny catfish. I got him up there, and it was a big bluegill, a great big bluegill. And so my Uncle John, he said, perch, he said, you must be the best perch fisherman in the world. You can catch perch at and I think he was using like chicken blood or something for baits. It's a crazy bait to catch a bluegill. And I caught that perch. And that just stuck with me all along. And you know, I talked to Uncle John just before he died and actually led him to Christ. And I thought about that story when he died. I thought about the night he started calling me Perch, and he called me Perch the rest of his life. He called me perch because of catching a perch at midnight on Lake Hefner. That's what fishing is all about. That's the memories, the things that you learn. So whether you fish very much or not, go fishing September 25. Take somebody fishing with you that maybe doesn't fish or doesn't fish very much. It can be a child. It's always good to take kids. I mean, no doubt about it. Take your own kids, take neighbor kids, take grandkids, take your niece or nephew. Yeah, my uncles carried me fishing a lot when my dad didn't even have time to go. They would carry me fishing with them. It's a precious, precious thing to do. Not only that, every penny you spend hunting and fishing, you're spending money that helps conservation, makes our lakes, makes our woods, makes our rivers, makes our streams better. So let's all go fishing September 25. Guys and girls, I sure do love you.